Hello and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sasha Reed. Today I've got a fun tutorial for you, sharing with you how to make your own DIY ombre backgrounds. So to get started, we're going to need some inks. Use what you've got, try it out, see if it works. I've got some distress inks, some distress oxides, and some other ones today. I've got these brushes which I'm going to use for blending, as well as a few other tools which I'll share when we get there. To get started, we're going to just jump right on in. We're going to need a bit of cardstock, whatever size is going to fit the front of your card. This is an A6 size bit of, or an A5, sorry, size bit of card. And what I've got here is some AliExpress post-it note tape, essentially. So it's the exact same kind of paper you get as a post-it note, but it is in a tape roll. So a very low tack adhesive tape. Now what I'm doing here is making a little box. As you can see, I kind of stuck it down and then realized that my little box in the middle was going to be quite tiny. So I'm just moving it all over now to kind of make the center area a bit bigger, because what we're doing is masking off the sides to create a focal point in the middle. Now, to get started, you're going to need to pick out your colors, whichever colors you want. Make sure that they're blendable colors so that you're not going to kind of get like a poo brown going on. And so I've got three colors that all blend to make another color. This cloth here I picked up from the dollar store in Canada. It's just some kind of, it's not a microfiber cloth, but it's a cloth, I think it's like a chamois that you'd use to clean your car. And all I do is I rub my brushes on that cloth and it takes the ink off. Now I've sped it up quite fast because it gets quite boring when you're doing this sort of blending. It doesn't take long to do this blending, but I just thought I wanted to speed it up so you don't get too bored. So I'm using one brush for each color because I'm going to go back and forth between the colors and I didn't want to have to clean my brush in between. So as you can see, the pink blends into the blue and makes purple, the blue blends into the yellow to make a green. And I'm just kind of blending back and forth, adding a bit more ink here and there until I get a level that I quite like. Then you take off your mask and reveal the most beautiful little ombre kind of background. So that's our first background. Now I'm going to share with you how you can also make backgrounds if you've not got any of that kind of tape. So this here is a piece of plastic. It is a thicker plastic. It's something that you would call a binding cover, I think is what it's called. I bought a pack of them for when I was putting together some books, and all I've done is die cut a rectangle using my Surprise Creation dies. Now I'm sticking on some removable adhesive to the back so that bit of paper doesn't slip and slide around. My backing bit there is a bit of a baking paper type thing. It's like it's not plastic, but it's used to go sort of in the oven, and it's just a non-stick wipeable surface. And so I've got some purple tape, which is just a slightly stickier masking tape, I believe, or slightly less sticky. And I'm just sticking down my little template. So I've just cut out a rectangle out of the middle and created a reusable template because I thought I wanted to make a few of these backgrounds and I didn't want to have to go through all that tape and waste lots of it because I wanted to do quite a few. So I'm doing the exact same technique, but I've got this alternative border for my paper, and you can see it works almost just as nice. You get a little bit of smudging, but you can wipe it off really nice and easily with a baby wipe, or I would normally use a reusable cloth, but all of them were in the wash. So again, I'm going to go with this next set of colors, which I've got raspberry, peachy keen, and guava from Lawn Fawn. These are my brand new ink pads I ordered from Seven Tree Hills, I believe. I'll link it down below. In the UK. They sell and specialize in selling in the UK some American inks and American products. And so I was really excited. I really wanted some new ink pads. So I tried out these pinks and was so happy with the end result. So you can see it's absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm moving on to Emerald Green, Tide Pool, Mint Julep, which these are from, I'll put it on the screen, I forgot the name. But I'm just doing the exact same thing. Now I had to work a little bit harder because they are a smaller little square. And so I'm just going and inking up each of my ink blending tools. Now I have removed the ink in between each of these just off screen so you didn't have to see me doing it. But I have removed the ink from each of these just using that dry cloth. And now you can see at the bottom left there, there's a little bit that's kind of seeped through. But never mind, it's fine. We can cover it up with an embellishment. We can cover it up with something else. That removable tape just pops right off as well. Now these are another set of ink blending tools that I picked up from AliExpress. They are makeup brushes, and we're going back to the Raspberry, Peachakeen and Guava from Lawn Fawn. And they are a lot more difficult if you want to use these brushes to get a dark, thick layer. But I wanted to try and have a nice light layer. So I'm using the same inks and doing the same technique as before, but I'm using these brushes, which gives you a lot lighter, and you'll see the comparison in a second. So you still get the ombre effect, but it's more subtle and it's a lot lighter. So you can see here we've got the two, one with the brushes and then this one with the slightly bigger brushes. Now I've got these pink ones here, which we've got Picked Raspberry, Worn Lipstick and Spun Sugar, which are distress oxides. Now these are really fun because they blend a lot easier and blend a lot smoother together. But they give you kind of a chalkier finish, and they do take a bit longer to dry, so you got to leave them a little bit longer. But I love the ombre effect that you get from them. And again, I'm just doing the same technique and using the same tape from AliExpress. I just ran out of the green one, so I started my next roll, which is the pink one. I will link everything I can down below. So if there's anything I've shown you today that you'd like to take a look at, apart from the inks, except for that one shop I bought the American ones from, do take a look down below because I'll try and link it all for you. These ones are Salty Ocean, Peacock Feathers, and Evergreen Bow, I think is how you say it. And I'm just blending them together to get that nice kind of bluey background. And again, I just love it. I love how this technique works out. You need to stay tuned to my channel. If you're enjoying this, I've got another 2 videos coming up using ombre. Ombre backgrounds or ombre coloring. So stay tuned. I've got more of this kind of technique used in different ways. So I'm trimming down my top now. This is an A5 bit of card, and I want to trim it just a little bit smaller so that it fits onto my front of my card panel with a little bit of a border. So I've trimmed them all down. I kind of saved you the pain of watching me trim them all, but that's kind of my new little trick that I'm going to try working on. I then went through my stash and pulled out my cardstock, had a look to see what I had, found some dies that I wanted to use up, and found some pretty card. And so I've just kind of picked out cards and dies that I thought would go together. I didn't use this seashell one in the end. It was too big for my card front, so I didn't bother with that one. I chose to repeat another one of the other dies. All my cardstock comes from Lime Tree Craft. This is all New White Smooth 300 GSM. I'll link their shop below. I absolutely love them. If you shop with them, please do mention that I've sent you there. I would love John to know that I actually am sharing with him. I don't get anything for it. I just think they are a fantastic small business, and they work hard and they have very fast delivery. So I don't mind sharing with you amazing businesses. So please do pop on over there and visit them. So here I'm applying some glue and some adhesive to the back of this intricate die cut. I just squeeze some of my glue out and then use a makeup sponge to dab it on the back to be able to adhere it down nice and easy. So you can see it sticks right on my background, nice and smooth. Now one of my other tricks is that I have got a load of double-sided adhesive tape I buy online from Alina's shop in AliExpress. She has got some like amazing A4 sized sheets of sticky back tape, and they are great. Now this is my homemade DIY Wink of Stella. This is my champagne version. I've used my Arteza mica powders to make up this. And all I'm doing is taking this paintbrush, which I picked up from AliExpress, and I'm just painting on this glimmer. So it kind of makes the card look pearlescent by the time I'm done. Now I do use a slightly different die cut in the end because I stuck the sticky back on the back of this, and all those little bits got really quite a mess. So I did die cut it again and used my glue and did the same technique as before with my makeup sponge and stuck it on. So you can see that kind of pearlescent look to that. I stuck it over to the edge and just trimmed off that edge a little bit as well. So this is my DIY Wink of Stella pen. I will link this tutorial down below. I've done a whole video on how to make your own DIY glitter pens and your glitter little jars for different colors and different techniques. So I'm just applying it onto this heart and giving it a bit of shimmer and a shine to kind of make it pop off the background a little bit more rather than blend in too much. I love the effect that a bit of shimmer or a bit of glitter has on your card. On the back of this, I have used Alina's sticky back paper, and I just peel it off and stick it on. It's so nice and so easy. So I prefer to use that if I can over using a sponge and some glue because it just is so quick and easy. But if it's too intricate, it does make it really fiddly trying to get it off that sticky back paper. This is another Alina die. All these dies are from Alina's shop. This has been a teacup die that I've wanted to use for ages, and I love it. I just cut it out of silver glitter paper, popped some glue on, and stuck it onto the front of my card, and I love how this turned out. I just love that shine and that shimmer, and you can see all the intricate details on it. Another die from Alina's shop, that butterfly one there, and I love this umbrella one. I've been wanting to use this for ages. You can make a really cool shaker card using this die. So all I'm doing is sticking it down. I'll link all these dies down below, so if you want to take a better look at them, you can pop over and have a look and see what they're like. And this was just dead simple. I just cut out these 3 bits and stuck it onto my card. It couldn't be any easier. Sorry, my head gets in the way there. I am so grateful you've joined me, by the way. Thank you so much for coming and watching my channel. I really appreciate it. When I get views on my channel, that's how I make money, and it's actually started to help pay some of the bills, which in this time when my salary has been cut down is extremely helpful. So I'm really grateful, and I'm really appreciative of you coming over and watching my videos. Please do leave me a comment. I love hearing from you, and I read all your comments. I may not reply to everyone just because it's a bit busy with the kids at home, but I love reading your comments. I love those notifications popping up on my phone. So this is my glitter pink cardstock, and I cut out this butterfly die with it. You do so much with this butterfly in terms of putting like paper piecing it together. It would look so amazing. Right, these sentiments have all come from a die set, my new favorite sort of sentiment set. I've got these tailored expressions. I ordered these from the States and had them shipped in, paid a fortune. But you get these stamps, and if you buy the coordinating die, you can get quite a lot of stamps that match that die. So all you have to do is stamp it once and die cut it out, and you get something like 20 sentiments. So that pile to the right is only 4 times stamped, and then I die cut it out. And you get all these awesome sentiments that work so well. So I've used all those on the front of my card, stamped in different colors, in different ways, and then just stuck down. The foam tape and this tape here is all from Alina's shop. It is my favorite tape. The foam tape is amazing. It fits beautifully on everything. And all I'm doing here is just sticking down my sentiments. Now we're moving on to decorating. When I've done my sentiments, I've got some Nouveau drops. I've got this glue, which ends up being Ranger Matte Medium glue in this bottle, which I've kind of stolen the idea from Natasha Foote. She's amazing. Those bottles are from AliExpress as well. All you do is take a syringe, suck it up, put it in the bottle. Natasha's done a great tutorial on it. I'll link that tutorial down below as well. And they're just so handy. So I've used that glue to glue all my fronts to my cards. Just gives you a bit of wiggle room as well. So I'm just adding some Nouveau drops. Nouveau drops are amazing. They keep their shape, so they get this kind of dome effect to them, and it stays like a dome. Just let it dry for 24 hours, and it'll hold up in the mail. Here's the close-up of my pearlescent shimmer that I added onto the front of that. This can give you a better view. And I'm just literally sticking down wherever I kind of feel like I'm really bad at this kind of Nouveau drop thing, but I just wanted to add some more dimension, more character to the cards. So I just stuck some of these down on some of the cards, not all of them. So here's another little view of all of the cards that I made today. I'm so grateful that you joined me, and I really hope you're staying in and staying safe. Please do drop me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys are amazing, and I'm grateful for your views and your support. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon in the next Ombré video. Take care. Bye.